Warning, the views and beliefs in the following program does not reflect the views of Boom Broadcasting. We give full creative control to our creators and do not believe in cancel culture. Viewer discretion is advised.
Live from the MOWM studio, Boom Broadcasting presents The Nightcap. And your host of The Nightcap, mouthing off with Mike.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome in to the Tuesday Nightcap Delight. We are talking NXT. I've got the founder of Four Sides of the Ring here. I've got Marcus. How are you doing tonight, my man?
I am doing real good tonight, man. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely. Thanks for coming in here, ladies and gentlemen. You know what they say about wrestling, the age-old adage, card is subject to change. We had some changes. We hope Nitram, the one who makes them say, oh, damn, is doing okay. He was coming back home and he ran into some delays, but we got Marcus, the founder, here tonight, ladies and gentlemen. And the comments are already rolling in. No, you did not miss the Nightcap. We are live. We are in living color. Shout out to Boom Broadcasting. Derek, hello. Happy NXT Tuesday, everybody. What a show is right. Sean Lucas, NXT brought the fire again. Do you believe in Boom Broadcasting, Marcus? I love it. I love it. Well said, folks. Well, you know what they say, Marcus. If you say his name, he appears. Ladies and gentlemen, making his triumphant return back to NXT, Joe Hendry. What'd you think about this tonight, Marcus? The teases, the hints all night. Was this a 10 out of 10 execution?
You know, I'm like 50-50 when it comes to Joe. I'm not gonna even lie. Not to be like a hot take or anything. It's just he's 50-50. That's all I really got for him. I think he's awesome. I think the character is cool. The push is awesome, but people are already saying, "Oh, put the TNA title on him, put the NXT strap on him." I just don't think he's that guy. Great gimmick though, just not that guy.
He's not that guy. You're not that guy, pal. That's what Marcus is saying here tonight on the Nightcap. Now, I agree to your point. I think Joe Hendry, prime example of a guy who doesn't necessarily need a world title. I'd love to see him hold a litany of mid-card titles. Maybe one day it's in the cards for him, but right now I think he is crushing it. Obviously, he's broken on to the other side, Marcus. This guy is
100%.
a viral sensation, a chart-topping musician, his theme song, and he's super entertaining. I'm doing things backwards here on the Nightcap tonight. So we're going to talk about the main event of NXT to start the show, and then we'll work our way back to the beginning as people file in, because everybody wants to hear our thoughts on this main event here tonight, Marcus. We've got the Canadian boys, new NXT champion, All Ego Ethan Page, and Shawn Spears, and they're going to take on Trick Williams and your boy, Javon Evans. But thanks to Brooks Jensen, that doesn't happen, and we get Joe Hendry. Mm-hmm. So how do you feel about that whole? I know I can already see it on your face.
Listen,
my man's got a lot to say.
I got some things to say about Brooke, and we'll definitely get into that. But Javon is my guy, North Carolina native, so I got to go with him at all times. To me, honestly, I really feel like if you let bygones be bygones, water under the bridge, the pop for Melo probably would have been insane. But I get it. You say his name and he shows up. Joe Hendry is his tag team partner. You got to love the smile. You got to love the gimmick. You got to love everything that Joe is doing. This is his mainstream stardom right now. I think this is the only time he's ever going to get something like this in his career. So you just got to ride on with it, enjoy it, and just really enjoy what he's doing. I do like the fact that he got the dub. They put him over. Especially, Shawn Spears doing a great job just jobbing out, if you want to say jobbing out, but he's just doing an awesome job for these guys, putting these guys over, making Joe look really good, making TNA look really good. So I enjoyed it.
I couldn't agree more with what you said here. And you said something that I really kind of want to touch on. Shawn Spears what he's been able to do with the talent in NXT in his short time being there, helping elevate them. Listen, when we think of Sean Spears, we think of the perfect 10. Like, obviously, we all think about Ty Dillinger, and then we think about that infamous moment where he cracks Cody Rhodes with the chair, becomes the chairman in AEW, and then he kind of, fell to obscurity. He was taking care of business, had a family, shout out to him. I don't fault him for that at all. Never will I. And then, he kind of,
he took Peyton Royce away from us. So I can't forgive him.
He took Peyton Royce away from us. Listen, if we get an Iconics return at some point in the future, I might.
It's gonna pop. I'll pop.
You might hear me down there on the East Coast going buck wild for that one. They were my favorite women's tag team, man. When oh my God, they were something special. But the point remains: Sean Spears elevating the young talent. Did it with Javon Evans. Now he's doing it. Obviously, Joe Hendry's not young, but he's doing it for a guy like Joe Hendry. He did it last night, 2 nights ago at Heat Wave. With helping Ethan Page win the title. So he is in that spot of like, I'm a veteran. I have prestige and namesake behind me, and I'm going to help, maybe some of these guys get up a level. Do you like that positioning for him? I think that's kind of like what he should be at this stage in his career.
Yeah, 100%. I think what he wants to do is just exactly that. It's just help elevate these younger guys and finding what they want to do and who they want to be. And he's doing a fantastic job with it. I mean, everybody he's been in the ring with right now, you're speaking their name. So, and he's a contender for the NXT Championship. So he's doing great things back there at NXT. And hopefully one day, we'll get to see him go up main card, maybe hold a USA title, Intercontinental Championship, something to just put the cherry on the top for his career. Would be great.
I'm not mad at that. I wouldn't be mad at that. Give him the NXT, give him the North American, and then let him go to the main roster. Give him a mid card title. Give him a nice little push. Bring that whole gimmick. Maybe have him feud with Cody just for the hell of it, just for the vibes. You know what I mean? Listen, Sean Lucas, NXT feels like Ring of Honor back in 2017 when anyone could show up. Yeah, I mean, pretty valid statement there. Derek called it earlier on one of my X posts. I'm so glad that Ava said his name and he appears. Yeah, man. I feel like today was like the worst kept secret when it came to the surprises for NXT. Like they were able to keep Jordan Grace and the first Joe Hendry kind of, hidden. But this week they could not keep anything hidden. And then they just decided to lean into it during NXT, I feel, where they just started dropping the hints throughout the show. From the top now, my man, what did you think of NXT? And we kicked off with Carmen Petrovic getting a big win over Ariana Grace, and then Fallon Henley attacks Carmen. So the women's division, everybody's heating up right now.
Everybody's fighting everybody. I didn't like that Carmen went over Ariana Grace guy over here. I'm not going to even lie. So, and the only reason why I don't like the reason why Carmen went over is just because I don't understand why she comes out with the sword. I don't understand why WWE does these things to us. You make these guys or women come out with these weapons that they can't use ever. It just, it was the same thing with Drew McIntyre coming out with the sword. I get it. It's, Vince gave it to you. Yeah. Just like get rid of it. Get rid of it. I understand it's part of your gimmick or, what you're trying to do, but it's just like, it's not necessary. So.
The only time I think anyone has used an outside weapon like a sword was Drew at WrestleMania 38 when he tried to like swing on Corbin and he cut the ropes. Was that might have not been 38. I think that was like right before WrestleMania. It was like maybe the Raw or SmackDown before. Do you remember that?
I do. I want to say it was the Raw before Mania.
I think so, right? And then everyone was like, "Oh my God, like listen,
it is a real sword."
It is a real sword. And if Drew McIntyre was really about that action, he'd get that sword that The Rock gave to him as a re-signing gift. He'd go on over to Mr. CM Punk's house, just stab him. Now I'm not condoning violence here. We'll never condone violence, but like he's got that sword, Marcus, and you're hitting a valid point here. Like he could just real quick. Just give him a poke. Just a quick little poke.
And you win forever. So.
And then you win forever. You never have to worry about CM Punk screwing you over for a title. Hey, this is a good one, Marcus. Calling it Hendry Page NXT title at Slammiversary.
I like that.
I wouldn't be mad.
Just be upset when Hendry doesn't win.
Or what should we be on the counter of that? Should we be mentally prepared for Hendry winning?
Possibly, maybe.
Just saying. Listen, everybody's listen.
But if we know WWE like we know WWE, they're not going to allow nobody else to hold their title if they're not a WWE superstar. So
that's fair. I still wish they would have given the NXT Women's Championship to Jordan, even if it was just for like a month, and then Roxanne won it back at Slammiversary, or what was the Against All Odds? I think it might have been. Paige has TNA history. I agree with that sentiment, Rock. He's cooking over here. I love it. I love it, man. So listen, we'll get into it. We'll talk about your boy Javon Evans getting beat up by Brooks Jensen. Now, Brooks Jensen, weeks on weeks on weeks on weeks, he was on social media. I mean, he'd be a great guest for the Nightcap, Marcus. I mean, he'd be putting him down.
Putting him down.
He demands past the point of a nightcap, full blown. Might need to hit up the 12 steps. I will say, Ava and Shawn Michaels, give him a second chance. And what does he do with that second chance, Marcus?
Let's hope he does something better than his first run. I mean, he was in such a good faction, had a good tag team, fell off the ropes when Fallon went her own way, Briggs went his own way, and he was just stuck. He was a sore loser, being a big baby, if you would say, because he wasn't doing nothing. They had nothing for him, and he felt like he should get something, so he made his way to something. The second run, hopefully it's something good. Hopefully he gets something out of it. He says that he's a second generation superstar. For those that don't know, his father was a world tag team champion with the Godfather, Mr. Bull Buchanan. So, I don't know, man. You're having a better career than your dad already. If I say that, you know what I mean?
Wow.
I gotta say it. I gotta say he's probably a better wrestler than his father too. So I want to see really good things for Brooke. I don't want to see the complaining though, because we already have that in Drew McIntyre. We already got that in Seth Rollins going on right now. It's just too much complaining from these guys who are supposed to be men.
I respect that. That's a great analysis, dude.
Hey, put your pants on and wrestle. Prove it.
Get the big boy pants on, folks. Get the big boy pants on. Let's just stop the complaining, stop the whining and the groaning. Let's just put them up, tie it up, and square up. Like Sonya Deville's old catchphrase. Let's just get in the ring. Let's take care of business.
Because if there's anything that Ava has proven, if she wants to see a fight and she's willing to make fights happen. So just call your shot and see what's going to happen.
Dare I say, Ava, best GM in WWE?
Best matchmaker right now in WWE.
Okay. All right. I'll give you that. Best matchmaker. Best GM goes to what? Nick Aldis?
Yeah. Yeah, because he plays no games.
I mean, Adam Pearce is over here letting murders happen. He's letting guys beat the hell out of each other. He's fallen for the look over there last night by Braun Breaker. My man is
just letting things slip up.
Struggling.
Liv Morgan and Judgment Day just running all over Raw. It's just
Oh my God. Forgot about that. How could I forget about Liv Morgan and Dirty Dom and their almost live sex celebration last night? Listen, Adam Pearce the worst. I mean, listen, I don't want to get blocked on Twitter by Pearce because he be blocking everybody. Before we start besmirching the good man's name, just let the man have a drink. So are you intrigued to see Javon and Brooks have this feud? Because he attacked Javon. So, and obviously that's where we're headed, right? Gives him a second chance. He goes out there, immediately beats up poor Javon, because why? He's probably jealous of him. More than likely, you said it. He's been jealous of everybody. He's complaining about everything. Javon and Brooks, does that move the needle for you? Obviously, Javon wins this.
You know what? I want to say Javon wins, but we don't know really where that's going, right? If they're really trying to push Brooks on us, then maybe Brooks wins. Javon's still young. Javon has years upon years to elevate and do great things with the WWE. So maybe Brooks is the way to push and try to help this guy elevate him more. It doesn't move the needle. Not for me personally, because I feel like Javon Evans is doing bigger and better things. I mean, the man is literally contending for the NXT championship, right? So, what is Brooks contending for? You know what I mean? For a spotlight,
keeping his job,
right?
Yeah, staying out of the drunk tank
for the spotlight. So you could kind of see it after tonight too. Fallon Henley kind of said it as well. You can see all these NXT veterans, if you want to say, tired of these younger rookies coming in and kind of taking over, looking better, having better matches, and maybe we get a little split between the rosters. The green versus the vets. Who knows?
Ooh. Okay. I'm not mad at that. They did that a few years ago, right? NXT 2.0 versus Black and Gold, War Games. I wouldn't be upset if they leaned into that. I mean, Shawn Michaels is a master chef. I cannot attribute enough of how much I enjoy NXT to whoever, the creative minds, obviously Shawn Michaels and everybody else down at the PC. Because every week, I'll be honest, Marcus, you've heard me say this a lot. NXT for me is my favorite weekly wrestling show. Like I love Raw, I love SmackDown, I love me some Dynamite. But this, I don't know, man. 2 hours and 10 minutes? It just flows so well. And the women and at the tag division, everything flows so good. Like I can never, it's consistent. There it is. That's the best word for it. Listen, the NXT Italian Heritage Cup is on the line. You got the Don versus the King. And the Don beats the King while Eddie Thorpe is DJing? Did you catch
Was he
that
DJing? Because he was playing some hot trash. I don't know.
He was DJing. Listen, he was DJing up in that little overlook area that they have where Gronk jumped off of back at WrestleMania, the Pandemic Mania.
Mm-hmm.
He's up there DJing in between the rounds, distracting Lexis King. So obviously Lexis King and Eddie Thorpe, they're not finished yet. So, it goes to show everybody in NXT has a rival that they're kind of beefing with, which makes it that much more cohesive and enjoyable per week. You got to throw the DJ Eddie Thorpe question mark. What's going on? Marcus, you were actually here on Sunday.
Yes.
And we debuted kind of a new little talking point here, the fast count. And that's your fast count for tonight. What is HBK doing with Lexis King? Marcus,
that's the
what's he doing with them?
Century, man. I've been trying to figure it out since he's joined WWE. You know what I mean? Like, you got all these Sean Spears is getting pushed well. Dare I say, even Ego getting pushed well, just became champion. But then you have this guy here who I thought when he came in was just like, oh, this guy's about to just take off. He should take off. Should have had the in-ring talent. The gimmick is there. I love the fact that he kind of separated himself from his father. But then it's just like it all goes out there and it's all dull. I don't know what it is about Lexis King. I've been trying. Everybody's been telling me, oh, just give it time. Just give it time. I gave it enough time.
Mm-hmm.
And he's not pushing. He's not pushing it for me. Lexis is just he's just not pushing it for me. I don't know what it is. The presentation on his gimmick and everything he's doing is good. But as soon as his match starts, they're all dull.
It's perplexing because I as well said, like I was behind him in AEW. Like I thought he was really good. I thought him and Griff Garrison, I was like, you know what, maybe this will work, right? And they split apart and everything happened. And then Julia Hart is, the star of that group, right? It's crazy to think that the girl dressed as the cheerleader ends up, being the star of the group, and you have, a second generation WWE wrestler here. And it just seems like it's like start and go with him. Like, he loses 2-3 matches to Dante Chen. Then Dante Chen disappears. Now he goes for the Heritage Cup. He loses that. Obviously, if the Don lost, I would have been crashing out. We would have started this nightcap. There would have been inarticulate Italian noises, grunts, the whole 9 yards. Maybe my shirt probably would have been off. The chest hair would have been standing at attention, like the back of a cat. I would have been pissed.
Straight white beater and a cigar, trying to figure it out.
Oh my God. Just cursing a ton. Michael Davis would have been fining me. Listen, and speaking of the Prez, say his name and he appears. If Lexis King was misused in AEW, fans would be livid. Oh, wait, he was. Why?
He was because the Varsity Blondes was a terrible gimmick for the 20th century. That's why he failed.
NXT Women's Rookies versus Vets. I'm all for it. Derek's in agreement with you, Marcus. You're cooking up here tonight. Yeah, guys, tell me, on the comments if you're watching on social media. I know it's late, but what is HBK doing with Lexis King? What do you want to see with Lexis King? Do you want to see a full repackage and maybe we bust down a new character? Maybe change the name? It's tough to say. Time will tell. Gallus wins. Not really too much to talk about here. Wes Lee is here to address his future, Marcus.
Yep.
And the future is bright. The future is bright because the Rascals are here. Zachary Wentz making his return to NXT, former one half of MSK, and Trey Miguel making his NXT debut. Quick note, Marcus, did you catch all of the TNA talent had TNA banner nameplates?
Yes.
I like it.
Loved it. Loved it.
What do you feel? Next week, they're in 6-man tag action against the Gallus boys.
Against the Gallus, yeah. And I'm all behind Gallus. I want them to do big things because all of them are great. Joey Coffey to all three of them. All fantastic guys. They could all work. They have a great faction that I feel like the main roster tried to do with Sheamus and Pete Dunne and Rich Holland, and it didn't work because we already had a Gallus. But man, the Rascals joining back. Really crazy to see Zachary Wentz in NXT after the photo that got leaked and everything that had happened with him. Yeah, the scandal.
Listen, everybody deserves a second chance. I don't think there was any harm.
100%. It was Halloween. It is what it is.
Yeah.
He didn't mean nothing by it. So, yeah, really cool to see him. Really cool to see the Rascals backs. Maybe now we see some other guys from TNA chasing the Rascals over to NXT.
ABC.
Right? Fingers crossed.
He tweeted it. Chris Bay said it.
Chris Bay said it. So let's see what happens. But I'm really excited. I think the Rascals will go over on Gallus, and Gallus is gonna make them look good and strong, and we'll go from there.
Oh yeah, dude. Rascals winning next week. Gallus gonna make them look good. I love it. I miss the Treehouse 420 promos and Impact Fun Times, dude. Those segments were some of the best. Impact TNA, I mean, they know how to do segments. Listen, folks, I'm excited for the Rascals to make their return. They're reuniting. I can't wait to see what happens. I know they're running a story right now with Charlie Dempsey heading to TNA and kind of beefing with them. So I have a feeling that we'll probably end up seeing the Rascals and the No Quarter Catch crew at some point. Speaking of, Damon Kemp was written off TV. I have a bone to pick with Charlie Dempsey, with William Regal's son. He's popping the trunk on his guy. That's the family's thing. That's us. That we make the guy sleep with the fishes, not the No Quarter Catch crew.
It's not their thing.
That's not their thing. You're not that guy, pal. You're not that guy, pal. Unfortunately, though, his contract is not being renewed by WWE, so I wish him all the best of luck. He's a super athletic dude, and he's the brother of Gable Stevenson.
Yeah. It's
so wild to think.
Kind of wild way to write him off TV, though.
I mean, they've done that a few times now. They've done the death angle, 3 or 4 times now. They did it with Pretty Deadly, sending them to the main roster. They did them with the other Italian dude that was a part of the family originally that they ended up going to AEW. And I don't even know. I forgot his name, to be honest.
I don't think he's doing anything right now.
Yeah. I've unfortunately. What else did they just?
The only one they didn't do it with, though, and for some odd reason he just got his ass beat, was Ricochet. So.
Yeah, that was poor Ricochet, man. Hopefully he appears soon somewhere. Izzy Dame and Thea Hale had a little solid match tonight. Thea Hale gets a nice win, submission on Izzy Dame. Tatum Paxley has some weird obsession with Izzy Dame now. I don't know if you caught NXT Anonymous. She was popping the head off of a Barbie doll.
More creepy stuff happening when we have the best of the best creepy stuff happening in the main roster right now. So
listen, the more creepy the better. I'm a firm believer that you need creepy in wrestling, not in like the weird creepy. I mean like the supernatural, like spooky creepy.
Yeah, I mean nothing says creepy like somebody who has like a sleep paralysis and walking around.
You got sleep paralysis demon Wendy Chu. You've got Tatum Paxley, the stalker. We got Rock Renegade. If they re-sign him, they can claim they found him. That'd be very funny, honestly. I could see them pulling something like that. Ethan Page coming back to NXT to reform the North with Josh Alexander. I've been calling for that one as well, Derek. I know we talked about it. I forgot when the last time we chopped it up about wrestling. And that's because it was Real Glass. Oh my goodness. It was because it was Real Glass, Marcus. We already got ourselves a little Jungle Boy reference tonight here on the Nightcap. OTM upset the OC. Thoughts on this?
Loved it. I love the same thing. I mean, I hate that the OC is taking so many L's because I feel my opinion, I feel like it buries them in their career. But I love the fact that they're at NXT, putting over the young guys and showing that this tag team division kind of has some hope in the future.
I think this tag division's pretty solid. I know there's a lot of young guys in this tag division now. OTM, Hank and Tank, Kiana Carver, and Tavon Heights. Tavon Heights, yep. I know there's like, a few new tag teams, but I still do like this NXT tag team division. Shout out to Bronco Nima doing it with a broken nose. We got a few broken noses here in NXT. We had JC Jane, and now we've got Bronco Nima. And speaking of JC Jane, Sol Ruka is attacked by JC Jane and Jasmine Nix. Toxic Attraction 2.0 with Fallon Henley. Yay or nay, Marcus?
I like it. I do like it. Like I said, it's one of these things where these veteran girls are salty and sick that these rookies are just doing better, and they're tired of it. They want their spotlight. So let's see where it all hangs through. So Ruka definitely holds her own. I thought the match was really good. I didn't want to see it end in a disqualification, but you kind of knew it was coming because of what happened earlier in the night with Fallon. So let's see where it goes from here.
I like it. Listen, Sol Ruka, I really thought she was going to win that NXT North American Championship, Sunday. Obviously, we talked about it. Kalani, first premium live event defense. She's going to retain it. It makes all the sense in the world. But Shawn Michaels, once again, credit. They're doing a great job building both championship divisions. Now, this week, we didn't see too much with Roxy and the NXT Women's Championship, but we saw a lot, kind of focus on that NXT North American Women's Championship and who could be vying for that title. Me personally, I think you put it on someone like JC Jane. I think she's I think so. I think she's nailing it. I think her character work has been really solid. I think even, with the broken nose and the whole mask thing, like she's playing up to that. The pairing with Jasmine Nix works. They do good work together. And I think for me, it's like JC Jane's been in NXT for quite some time. And it's like, why has she not been inserted into any of these title picture moments? You know what I mean? Like, she's a woman that I think she could be on the main roster right now. To be honest, she's a woman that I think like her, Carmella, and, maybe we get crazy and, maybe her and Gigi Doley can reconcile, or, you slot in Jasmine Nix. I think a Carmella, JC Jane, Jasmine Nix faction could work. Fallon Henley. I've had some thoughts about this because I think we need more women's factions. We have a few. We've got a new one, on Raw. We have Damage Control. It'd be nice to see a couple more women's factions back in the mix.
I could agree with that. And I do like JC Jane a lot. I feel like she's one of the most top heels that they have on the NXT roster when it comes to the women. They don't have for some odd reason, the NXT women's roster doesn't have a lot of heels.
It does not.
They're all faces for some odd reason. Actually, a lot of NXT are a lot of faces. I do like JC Jane. She's one of those solid heels, but I think Kalani holds this title until Cora Jade comes back.
Really? You don't think they're gonna? I don't know, man. I think Cora goes to Roxanne. Really? If Roxanne's still champion, because I don't listen. We saw these rumors. Let's be real. You guys at Four Sides of the Ring. I'm sure you've seen it. We have our fingers on the pulse. Julia was the big rumor, right? Yeah. Everyone speculated, she's going to be in attendance at Heatwave. She was not there. She's still in Japan. She's going to wrestle Sari for the Marigold Championship in July. So I don't know when she's coming over, and I don't think it's at all this summer. I don't think you see her until the fall.
I don't think we will see her in a WWE ring.
No, she's signed.
Did she sign? Oh, okay.
She signed. That was the last I saw, that she signed, and that she's going to be working both, like Marigold for the start, and then she's going to make her way to NXT and debut in NXT. But I don't think she's going to debut until like September-ish. I think the summer, Roxanne holds the title through the summer. Now, who her opponents are, I think, you might be onto something with maybe Julia, but I think Cora Jade goes and they reignite that. That's something that we kind of haven't had.
No, we haven't. Something that we actually been waiting for is Cora Jade finally getting like her shot at a title. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like every time they're about to do it, she gets hurt.
Exactly. And that's an unfortunate cycle. And she is, she has been rehabbing. Cora Post, and she's in training for recovery. Hey, Brandy Savage, the founder.
What up, Brandy?
Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you. We've got Tim. What's up, guys? What's up, Tim? How you doing tonight, brother? Cora is going for Roxanne. Lots of history with them. See, Derek knows. Derek's cooking tonight with us. Cora is the future, parentheses, if she can stay healthy. Yeah, listen, injuries are a vicious game in pro wrestling. They're freak. They happen. So I don't hold it against her. I hope that when she does come back, she stays healthy. She gets that run, Marcus, and she excels.
Yeah, 100%.
I like it. Cedric Alexander, Ashanti the Adonis, NXT. Do you like this decision?
Yes, I love it. I've been a North Carolina guy from Charlotte. I've been following Cedric since he started in 205. So, look, Cedric can work. He can move. He could do everything. He may not be the best character per se, but the dude is super bouncy. His in-ring work is great. Let's not forget that he was part of one of the top factions in Monday Night Raw, also on SmackDown, in the Hurt Business. So I like this. I like this for Cedric, and hopefully he gets a lot of time and chases that North American Championship mid card and just work his way up.
100%.
And same for Ashanti. I love it for her too.
Yeah, I think Ashanti the Adonis, and I think Cedric. Now the funny part is, there's not going to be a tag team anymore. It looks like they're going to be doing things separately,
solo, right?
Solo, which is good. Robert Stone brought in Ashanti, and Ava brought in Cedric. So probably, I think the best plan of attack for both of these guys, let them wrestle each other. Let them make some magic out there on NXT.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, let them show off. Like here's a guy. Marcus said it. Cedric Alexander, 205 Live, Cruiserweight Classic. Won the hearts of every WWE pro wrestling fan in that tournament. Got signed by the game Triple H. Won the Cruiserweight Championship. Held the Raw Tag Team Championship. Was in the Hurt Business. Then that's it. Nothing. And unfortunately, I don't want to say it like that. It's not his fault. Right. It's creative, right? It's the booking. Mm-hmm. Great decision to have him go to NXT. No doubt in my mind. Same thing with Ashanti. I thought he was super underrated with Hit Row. I don't think Hit Row ever really got a chance to shine. And, we've seen AJ Francis say that many a times on social media, and look what he's doing. So I think let them shine. Let B-Fab wrestle. She's been training with Natty. She's with the Almighty Prophets. Let her wrestle too. Mm-hmm. There's a lot of things that could be said here. We got Johnny Bean. Sup, Mike and Mark. This makes me think Sean is bringing back the Cruiserweight title. And also, Eddie is getting repackaged as a DJ. No, I'm pretty sure Eddie is a musician outside of wrestling. So they just leaned into that tonight because he's still beefing with Lexis King. And he wants to cost Lexis King everything because Lexis King, wanted to cause trouble with him. So I think it was just more of a plot device tonight. But if they turned him into a DJ, I don't know how I'd feel about that, man. He's got the Native American heritage. Like, I think that is great. Like, there should be a showcasing of Native American heritage. Seriously, like legit. You know what I mean? Like, you need that. You want to hear some fantasy booking? I'm thinking Cedric versus Rich Swann. Run it back. I mean, do you think with the door or the prohibited portal opening with TNA, do you think maybe AJ Francis and his new group come to NXT?
Yes, I can see that, but without Rich.
Okay, without
Rich. Rich did some things in his past that may just be unforgivable, and I think a lot of these people that are being picked from TNA are handpicked guys from, let alone not Triple H, Shawn Michaels. Like they're being real passive on these guys that they're picking. So it would be great to see Rich back in the WWE ring because. He was another fantastic guy, but he made some really bad decisions that just, had a lot of people turn his back on him. So
I honestly forgot about that, dude. I totally forgot about that. Listen, they showed his set last week. LOL. Shout out NXT for opening more doors for Eddie. All right, shout out Brandy Savage, keeping me honest. You did say that, Mike. Cedric in the X Division. Yes, Cedric in the X Division would be a move, man. That'd be a good move. I'll do without Cedric versus Swan, but could go for Cedric versus Javon Evans. All right, the North Carolina boys beefing.
That's cooking.
Love to see Cedric and Ali run it back for the X Division title. That's a good name. ZWC, thanks for coming in tonight and viewing the Nightcap. Let's get into that question for you, Mustafa Ali. You think the portal would open for him?
Yes. Yeah, 100%.
Sean loved him.
100%.
Sean was
No,
pissed.
Sean,
I'm
yeah.
shocked Sean didn't try to get him back.
Yeah, I could see Sean. I could even see a Nick Nemeth. You know what I mean? The Nemeth brothers, maybe even
Oh,
coming. So a lot of people, I think, instead of Rich Swann,
yeah.
that could
Yeah.
that could actually come and do
Maybe
this.
Sean is doing this to build back the cruiserweight division. We'll see. I don't think so. NXT, I think NXT would be way too title heavy at that point. You're going to have
Yeah,
2 mid-card titles, a tag division, a world championship, a women's world championship, a cruiserweight championship, and then the possibility of maybe like a women's tag team title floating down there at some point, which is another topic I'd like to get into another time when we have more time about why the women's tag team championship does not go to NXT ever, maybe twice this year so far. Ladies and gentlemen, we started the show with say his name and he appears. Joe Hendry. We've got a little bit more people here. Marcus, what realistically is next in this Joe Hendry saga?
you know what? To be honest, I don't know because I want to see more of this 4-way that they got going on for the NXT Championship. They built something really good with these 4 guys, and I want to see it. You got a veteran like Sean Spears. You got somebody who's just finally figuring out the ropes, and he's got the character and the gimmick down. People are behind him, and Trick Williams. You got All Ego, who's just been doing it for ever, and then you got the rookie, the young OG, who's gets to be in the ring with all these guys and all these different versatiles of wrestling styles. So I want to see this. That's what I want to see. I think it's cool that they're adding Joe Hendry to the mix, but after he loses to All Ego, what's next for Joe? You know what I mean?
True.
What's really next for TNA with all these guys trying to come in and losing? So
it's a valid statement, man. I think the ultimate goal for me and the hope is NXT, TNA, Worlds Collide, collaborative pay-per-view, invasion type of story. That's what I would like to see. Nick Nemeth, indeed, he was NXT champion. Yes, sir. Derek knows his NXT champions. NXT goes CW in the fall. Smart to start this to build the ratings. Absolutely, Rock Renegade. This is a business decision, totally. Absolutely. Definitely run it back at ZWC. Ciampa posted MCMG on X. Did you see that today, Marcus?
I did. I saw the rumors. I couldn't find anything that said it was true of them going. I think it'd be cool. It'd be something that should have been done a long time ago. Because
long time ago.
I will say that they are probably top 3 greatest tag teams of all time. So
and they're not 3.
Right, and they're not right, and they're not.
And they're not 3.
And it kills me every time I say like Motor City Machine Guns. Everyone's like, oh, who's that? You don't know tag team wrestling.
That goes right in the chest, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
Who said to you they don't know the Motor City Machine Gun?
Hey,
don't tell me someone we know.
I know a couple guys. That just these WWE.
All right,
don't watch nothing outside of.
Don't
WWE,
watch anything. Oh my God. I can't believe they don't know who MCMG is, dude. That's insane. Listen, if they do come to WWE, I want to address this. We're gonna get out of here. I'm gonna let Marcus go to sleep. I'm gonna let him be with his family here.
I do want to say one more thing. We talked about it. Thea Hale. I love her so much. I love that she goes over. The one thing I don't like happens is that the Chase U storyline overshadows everything she's done in the ring. I did tweet it out. I wanted to see Duke Hudson and Obafemi. And I do like that we're getting that right.
And you are, in fact, getting that. I totally glanced over that earlier. Duke Hudson, Obafemi next week on NXT. Obviously, Obafemi's winning.
Oh, yeah. But it should be a great match. I do like Duke Hudson. So.
Duke Hudson's been tearing it up, man. It's crazy to think, like, where he came from to where he's at now. Like, incredible come up for him. NXT, Worlds Collide. Maybe bring back TakeOver. I'm not mad at that. Say his name, and Mike shall appear. I mean, you know what? I like it, Tim. I like it. Marcus sending shots at me right now. Oh, Brandy
not sending
Savage.
shots, Brandy. Not sending shots. Not sending shots.
Got
but he was one of those guys.
He was one of those guys. Brandy Savage. I don't want the poor guy to get slack on social media. We love you, Brandy. Less than 60 subs away from 200 and a Dirty Dom stash. Hit the subscribe button before leaving tonight. Let the president tell you he's right. 60 subscribers, guys. You get the Dirty Dom stash. And I've gotten word. Breaking news tonight. We're going to have more breaking news with the founder. I have spoken to Kool-Aid the Barber. He said when we hit the 200 subs on both channels, he will come over and we will live stream him shave the beard to the Dirty Dom stash.
Oh, that's going to be a good one.
Yeah. So if you want to see it, people, subscribe. It costs you $0 and 0 cents, but it makes all the sense in the world to do it. Mike, I hear they trademarked WCW Super Brawl. Ooh. Who trademarked? WWE?
That's interesting.
That's interesting. It's going to be a great look for you, Mike. I've done it before. I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to show anybody any past photos until you see it happen in real life, you know? Listen, folks, that's tonight's nightcap. WWE, yes. Wow, I'm shocked. I'd be intrigued to see what they do with Super Brawl. Interesting concept. Listen, folks, we're going to be out of here. I've had the overrun. The president is in my ear telling me to wrap it up. Can't stop me, Prez.
The
Can't.
EVPs.
The EVPs. He's the evil EV. That's it. Michael Davis, the evil EVP. It all makes sense now. It all makes sense. He's in cahoots. WWE trademark. I'm shocked, folks. Marcus, tell the people what's going on. Break it down for the people.
Hey, man, you guys can follow me at the Marcus Hernandez on Instagram or the founder MH on X. But most importantly, man, follow us, 4 Sides of the Ring on Instagram, 4 Sides OTR. We're live every Thursdays at 9:30. So come hang out with us while we talk some wrestling.
I love to hear it. I know I'll be there Thursday. Thursday's my night off. Thank God Michael Davis doesn't have me doing a nightcap every night of the week. The man is going to work me to the bones, but I love the guy. Thank you guys so much for coming here and letting us be your nightcap. From my guest tonight, Marcus Hernandez, and your boy mouthing off with Mike. I will be back tomorrow, Wednesday night, for the AEW Dynamite. Dynamite, in the words of Timeless Tony. Oh, he's got the shirt from when he was at Forbidden Door. We're gonna have to chop it up about Forbidden Door one of these days. Me, Marcus, and the gang who was there from 4 Sides. But I will be back tomorrow with another guest host, a new face this time to the nightcap. And we're going to chop it up about AEW because he's a big AEW fan. Marcus, thank you so much for joining me tonight.
I always appreciate you, Mike.
I appreciate you guys. I'll see you Thursday for 4 Sides of the Ring.